Obito. So, in the climax of the wars, the Shinobi Alliance forces are struggling to defeat Madara and Obito. Madara absorbs the Ten Tails. Well, actually, Obito absorbs the Ten Tails and turns into Jubito. He goes to fight him, but he can't land a hit. Then he activates his Sage Jutsu and finally lands hits easily. Naruto Uzumaki springs into action, activating his Tenseigan and Sage mode, then activating Tenseigan Chakra mode, disappearing, then beating the crap out of him. And they fight forever. And they're just fighting for so long trying to hit him. Christian says, "Ah!" Then they're fighting day and night. Well, actually fighting for the rest of the night, trying to get out. He says, "Everyone, get back into your village, now! Everyone back to your village! I will handle this! Me and Naruto will handle this, get out! I don't want to see any more of you die!" Before they do that, Obito slaughters 10 of them. 1,000 of them. He goes, "No!" Then slashes Obito back. He goes, "Oh." Then he fuses with Madara. He goes, "Fusion!" Ah! Like they both fuse. They both put their hands together and then fuse. Another Naruto. Christian goes, "Damn it! We have no choice. We're not gonna be able to win." Then this Madara thing activates 6-pass Sage mode, aka 10-tail 6-pass Sage mode, the one that Madara had. He goes, basically Madara just absorbed Obito's power. Madara is easily defeating Christian with little to no difficulty. Christian goes, "I'm a failure as a Hokage. Of course I'm a failure." Then he's getting easily beaten, and then Naruto gets flying out of there. Christian goes, "Naruto!" Kurama says, "Kid, look, there's a technique that you can use that can defeat him, but it'll take away your life." Christian says, "Is it the Reaper Death Seal?" He says, "No, it's called Baryon mode." He says, "Kurama, I can tell you're lying. It doesn't just kill me, does it?" He says, "No, it also kills..." No, he doesn't say that yet. He says, "Fine, I'll do the form. I'll sacrifice myself for the Shinobi world." He says, give me a sec. Then Christian releases the full Sea of the Nine Tails, going, then give it a sec. Let me go back to the soundtrack music thing. He goes, going, powering up all the way. Then he goes, Now we got.
Hey, it's me.
Then he activates Baryon mode and goes, He says, what is that form? He says, this is Baryon mode. I think it's Baryon mode or Baryon mode. I'm gonna call Baryon. Then when they start, Christian gets in a stance and goes, then disappears and punches Madara right in the face, going, fighting as a Hokage. He says, this is the true power of a Hokage! Then goes, then Minato tells Orochimaru, because I'm gonna say Orochimaru's good in this timeline. He comes back to the village saying that he's ready to help. Orochimaru says, Minato says, Orochimaru, get the summon and get the reanimation jutsu ready. He says, okay, Minato. He goes, and summons the first and second Hokage. He goes, he says, what is going on here, Orochimaru? He says, we need your help. Minato says, I am the fourth Hokage. My son is the fifth Hokage. And we need your help. He's fighting Madara by himself, who's insanely strong. He says, damn it. Why did you guys leave him? He says, we didn't leave him. He told us to get out of there. He says, we need your help. He might be losing. He says, okay, then the third, fourth, first and second Hokage all get ready and they head off to the battlefield. They go, and then they see from a peak him fighting Madara with the last of his strength. He says, Kurama, I can feel the strain already. He says, Kristen says, he says, let's end this. Then says, Rasengan! Activating his Rasengan thing, adds the QB element to it, so then it turns yellow with the QB ore around it, and he goes with his flying Raijin Kunai. Madara rushes at full speed, and so does him. They go. Christian throws the flying Raijin Kunai. It phases right through him because of the Mangekyo. He goes. Then he goes, flying Raijin, level 2. Then his Rasengan expands, saying, Nine Tails Rasengan, and rams it into Madara, going, erasing Madara. Then he just shot up in the air, going, exploding. He goes, then he falls out of Baryon mode, and then he's in his mind scape. Kurama says, I'm sorry, but I had to say this. You're not going to die. I will. Kurama says, Go no, Kurama! No, Kurama! I will save you! What is the way? He says, there is only one way. And that is for you to infuse almost all your chakra into me, so then my chakra, because my chakra was completely depleted by that. So I need some more chakra to live. Christian says, he goes, ah! Charging the tail beast, but he says, I'll only be here for for one more week, and then I'll be erased. Christian finally wakes up a day after, and he says, please, get the other Biju! Please, get the other Jinchuriki, now! He says, they send B and Ngara over. He says, what's wrong, Lord Hokage? They say, what's wrong, Minato? He says, please heal my son. He needs to give in chakra to the Nine Tails so it'll live. That form only is gonna kill the Nine Tails. He says, alright bro, I got this. Then they pump 8-tails chakra and 1-tail chakra into him. He goes, and then then the next day he's full strong, and Kurama's not going to die anymore. Christian says, we did it, Kurama. Then bump fists and they go. And then he's going to be known as the strongest Hokage, the strongest Kage to ever live. 5 years later, he is 21 years old and he is Hokage. Still Hokage, never going to give up his title. Naruto is also 21, and he's married to Hinata. I'm going to say Naruto reaches 30 years old, and so is Christian. And then, in this timeline, then Naruto will not become Hokage. That's just that. Because Christian's going to stay as Hokage, because he really doesn't mind being a Hokage. Then Christian's on his final pieces of work. Then Boruto and Himawari rush into his office going, "Uncle!" He says, "Hi Boruto, hi Himawari." He says, "How are you two doing?" They say, "Great!" He says, "The Ninja Academy's about to start, huh?" They go, "Yeah." No, wait, no, they're about 7, so the Ninja Academy wouldn't start yet. Christian says, "So, how are you guys doing?" He says, they say, "Good." He goes, "Good. I'm working on a new project right now that we're doing. Basically, I'm working on making a Hidden Leaf Village game. Because I'm gonna make my designs for it, then send it to the Kagemasa game, then send it to the Denki the Denki family. I'm gonna send it to them, and they're going to create it into a nice big game that's gonna be all about my life story, and you're gonna be able to play as it, and you'll see what I went through. You'll also be able to play multiple characters, having an amazing day." They say, "Yay!" 1 year later, the game is finally finished, and then he sends it. Boruto says, "This is so amazing." Christian goes, Christian says, "Naruto is an amazing shinobi with his Tensei God." Christian says, "Naruto, you've been doing well." He says, "I have." He says, "Do you wanna..." "I'm really bored being Hokage, but it is pretty fun actually. I need something else to do." He says, "Atai sensei, I love being Hokage. It's amazing. Every day is filled with new adventures, and I get to protect my village." Alright, 3 years later, starting off with the Ninja Academy. They say, "Ooh, there's the Hokage. I heard he's the youngest Hokage. He was the youngest Hokage ever." Christian is actually in a book is in the Guinness World Records for being the youngest Hokage. For being the youngest Kage ever. Being only a Hokage at 16. While Christian is working in his office, he goes, Christian talks to Kurama, seeing what he can do. He's about how he can master barrier mode, so then there won't be any causes behind it. Kurama says probably, maybe, he'd probably have, Kurama would probably say he doesn't really know. He need all 9 Biju if he wanted to master the form, but he doesn't really need to rely it because he doesn't think there's any more strong enemies that could probably defeat that would need Byron mode. Christian goes, that does seem pretty much right. What are they doing? I don't even know what these guys are doing. That's not what I wanted. So, he just heads to Ichiraku because it's really good there. He says, then he falls asleep going, he says, I'm working on tirelessly. He goes, ugh. Then he goes to sleep one day, and he gets a week off. He's allowed to have his Hokage week off. He goes, the first 2 days he does is sleep the entire day. No one comes to his house because he sleeps. Then he goes out and does errands. And yeah. Christian says, Naruto does want to become Hokage, and I am getting too old for this, even though I'm the same age as him. What if I split the Hokage seat? What if we are both Hokage? Because that could help me a lot with my schedule, and Naruto could help. It could help Naruto too. Christian calls Naruto to his office on his final day and says, Naruto, I have a proposal for you. He says, okay, what is it? He says, you will become Hokage with me. We will stand against villagers, because I need to still become Hokage, because the village still needs me. And you will also be Hokage. This way, so our job will be much easier. You one day will be able to. One day we can switch every other day with being Hokage. So then every day we get a day off. Every other day we get a day off. He goes, that sounds awesome. So then Christian announces that Naruto is the 6th Hokage. And that's all I want to do for this, and that's the